Did you know there are 5 key stages to a successful local online marketing plan? And if you're missing one of them, it could derail all of your efforts. I am Sherry Lombardi, and I am here today with Susanna Ferguson. Hi, Susanna.
Hello.
And we are here to talk all about online marketing with this week's weekly tip. So we often hear from the local businesses that we work with that they don't need an online marketing plan or a marketing plan. They don't have time for one. But if you listened to one of our recent videos or watched it, you would know that it's actually really important to have a plan, because the customer journey, the journey that the customer goes through before becoming your customer, means that there could be between 7 and 14 different touch points, interactions with your business before they become a customer, right? And we even have additional data, right, Susanna, about what the most successful businesses are doing, right?
We do. We just recently did a survey of local online businesses that market to parents, and we found that of those businesses that consider themselves much more successful than their competitors, 33% of them have a marketing plan in place. And if we compare that to the businesses that said they were not successful at all compared to their competitors, 0% of them have a marketing plan in place. So while there's still room for improvement with those successful businesses, because only 33% have a marketing plan, that's a huge, huge difference, 33% to 0%. And it speaks to what we're saying, that having a plan in place is so important, because those 7 to 14 touch points, those could all be different places on the internet or email, and you want to make sure that they're working together so that your message is consistent and you have that plan. You're not wasting resources and time.
Yes, absolutely. And we talk about this for those of you that subscribe to our email newsletter, in this week's newsletter as well. In fact, there's a full checklist in there that you can go through to see what are all of the different things a local business, specifically a local business, should be doing. And it breaks down into, like I said at the beginning, 5 key stages. So let's walk through quickly what those 5 key stages are. The first one is understanding and clarifying your business's vision and knowing precisely who your target customer is, right? 1. 2 is make sure that you are everywhere that your prospects are looking for you. 3, so that's super important. 3 is making sure you've got a great handle on offers and promotions that will convert people who are interested into actual customers. Then 4 is doing everything you can to keep and grow the existing customers that you have and get more revenue and have long-term relationships with them, right? And then the last one is really, knowing what works in the business, measuring your results, learning what works, doing more of what works and less of what doesn't. And that's where the business starts to scale and things get really great. Susanna, you want to go through each of these and we can sort of walk through some of the tactics that businesses are doing under each one?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, good.
So the first one we talked about was vision and customer, and what we really mean here, some examples are that you have a clear vision for your business, that you know who your ideal customer is, what they love, what drives their decision making, you're really connecting with them. That you know what your brand stands for and how you want it to be viewed and perceived in the community, and that you have actual guidelines or maybe a brand book so that your brand is represented consistently every time you're posting to social media, every time you're sending out an email, every time somebody in the business is creating something, some kind of marketing material for your business. Those are all super important when you're thinking about your vision and your customer.
Yep, that's sort of the most important. It's like the groundwork for everything else. So the next one is be everywhere where your customers are, right? And there's quite a bit here, and this is probably one of the ones that we see some businesses not getting all of it, but this is really important. So, obviously you need a great website that's mobile optimized and easy to navigate. You need to know what social media platforms matter to your business and make sure you've got a very strong presence on those social media platforms. You need to be paying attention to search engine optimization and where you're showing up when people are proactively looking for you. You have got to have a great Google My Business profile. So important. You want to make sure that your business is represented on third-party websites, directories, blogs, something like a Hula Frog, for example, where we have a huge directory of local kid-friendly businesses. You want to make sure what's on those sites is what you want it to be. You want to make sure that any ratings and review sites where you might be featured is something you're keeping tabs on. And you should always be building, growing, and nurturing an email list. So there's a lot in that section.
Yeah, that's a big one, but so important. So the next one we talk about is promotions and offers. And this is where you're really understanding how to create a successful promotion so you can bring new customers into the business, and that you know what strategies and how to spread the word about those promotions. So just creating them is only part of it. You have to know that you can reliably spread the word about those promotions if you're actually going to bring the new customers into the business. And that you also know how to manage your marketing budget, and that you understand how much you can allocate towards paid advertising each time you're doing a promotion. So that means that you understand the value of your customers and the life cycle of your business. There's a lot going into that, but it's really critical so that you're not going to ruin your promotion by spending too much, but that you're spending enough to make it successful.
Yep, absolutely. And the fourth stage of a 5-stage marketing plan is where you're focusing on keeping your existing customers and getting more business from them. And in this stage, this is where you really need to know what a customer is worth to your business. You need a strategy in place, program in place to keep those customers, keep them happy, keep them coming back, and getting more revenue potentially from them. You should be actively collecting testimonials and case studies, if that's appropriate for you, from your happy customers, and having a referral program in place so that you can leverage your existing customers to refer in friends and family as another way of growing your business.
Yes, so important. And so finally, the fifth area that we're talking about is knowing what works. So this really means that you have a marketing plan in place, so all of these other things we've been talking about can work together to move the company forward, but that you also know how to measure your marketing success. None of it is going to make any difference if you don't know what you're looking for, so you can make decisions based on that. So you know how to track your marketing results, and you know what initiatives are working and which aren't, so you can do more of what's working and stop doing the things that aren't.
Yep.
That's
and so
really where it all comes together, right?
It does all come together. And this whole, it's a lot to do. And for anybody who's not subscribed to our newsletter, you can go to our blog and grab this full list and see it. That's just hulafrog.biz/blog. And it's just really great to start to understand and look at, so you get a feel for how are you doing in your own business. Because like Susanna was saying at the beginning, in a lot of cases, we see businesses that are doing some pieces of this and not others. And often that can be, it's like we refer in the newsletter, it's like pouring water into a leaky bucket. And you don't want that to happen, right? Like Susanna said at the beginning. So remember, you got to understand the business's vision and the target customer. You need to have a really good strategy in place for making sure customers can find you when they're proactively looking for you. 3, you've got to get really good at creating effective offers and promotions that will make parents convert into customers. 4, you've got to do a really good job at paying attention to your existing customers as a means of growing your business. And last but not least, measure, learn in order to scale the business and be more successful as you go. So those are the 5 key areas. And I think, Susanna, unless you had anything else or any other thoughts, that wraps it up, right?
I was just gonna toss out that this doesn't need, although we presented it in kind of a linear fashion, it doesn't need to be a linear process. And for most businesses, it won't be. In our survey, we found that 98% of businesses are really confident with their knowledge and understanding of their vision and their customer, but only 17% are feeling very confident with their knowing what works and strategic planning. So you're going to have a little bit here and there, but the point is that you understand what you need to do and begin to work towards it through that
Absolutely.
plan.
I think that's an awesome point to add in, that it's like everybody's going to be stronger in different areas of this sort of 5-stage plan and all these different tactics. But the more you sort of pay attention to them as a whole, the better you'll get at, building up in the areas where you need to be stronger.
Yep.
All right. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you, Susanna. Nice to spend
Yeah.
time with you this week again.
Always.
For anybody who is interested in learning more, more of those statistics from that survey Susanna was talking about, it's called the State of Local Online Marketing 2020. If you want to get a copy of the report, it is free. All you have to do is go to hulafrag.biz/2020, and you'll be able to download a copy and read the full results. It's actually incredibly interesting to learn what other local businesses have been doing and are planning to do to get more customers, grow their business in the upcoming year. So please do grab a copy of that. And beyond that, we will see you same time, same place next week, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And until then, enjoy, and we'll see you online.